90% of YouTubers I work with get low views because of one thing. They can't get clicks on their thumbnails, so people aren't watching their videos. To help you fix this, I asked my viewers if they'd let me remake their thumbnails. But I'm not just going to remake their thumbnails. I'm going to remake their title, their thumbnails, and their intros. Because if you really want to increase your views, you have to think of your thumbnail as one part of a three-part engine. If you don't, then you'll get this: people clicking off your video in the first 30 seconds. But when you fix this, you can get results like my client Heidi. After we changed her title and thumbnail on our group call, this video took off and has 100 times more views than usual. Meet Dawn Digs In. She's our volunteer, and this is Dawn's thumbnail from the video Weight Loss No-Nos. Now, when I look at this thumbnail, it has some good features. First of all, it's not too busy, so it's not hard to read. She's got great contrast using black and white, and there aren't too many words on the screen. Those are all pluses. But if we really want people to click on the thumbnail right when they see it on the homepage, then we have to start from the very beginning of the creation process. The key is to make sure when her ideal viewer opens up YouTube and sees her thumbnail, they want to click on it even when it's sitting next to thumbnails of the biggest creators. That means if you want someone to click on your video, your title and your thumbnail have to grab their attention. And then after that, they have to be so intrigued that they're asking themselves questions like, how did she do that? Or can I do that? Or what happens next? And you'll know when this starts working because your click-through rate will dramatically start increasing. For instance, this thumbnail reads, how to speed up your makeup routine. But what if it looks like this instead? As a woman who takes way too long to get ready in the morning, I have to know how she does this so fast. In Dawn's thumbnail, she tells you exactly what her video is about. And that's totally fine if all she wants to do is show up in search when someone searches weight loss. But that's not going to get her thumbnail shown on the homepage because think about it. If her ideal viewer is opening up YouTube, unless they are uber curious about weight loss at that very time, they are way less likely to click on that video. And if your ideal viewer is not clicking on your thumbnail, then YouTube stops showing your thumbnail to other people. So if you want your thumbnail to grab your ideal viewer's attention and get them curious enough to want to click on the video, then you have to know what your ideal viewer cares about the most, and then make your title, your thumbnail, and your intro all about that. So we have to think of something more enticing than weight loss no-nos. That brings us to step one of our 5-step system. In a perfect world, we would think of the title, the thumbnail, and the intro before we ever record the video. But Dawn has already made her video, so we have to just go with it. So what I want to do right now is really try to get inside Dawn's ideal viewer's head and figure out what they care about the most. Looking at Dawn's channel, her ideal viewer is a woman over 50, and the channel theme is getting in shape. I'm guessing Dawn's ideal viewers' problems are they don't have the energy they used to, they're gaining belly fat, their clothes don't fit them like they used to, and they feel stuck because of menopause symptoms. Yeah, know about that. So this video cannot be about just weight loss, do's and don'ts. It has to be a video about transformation. Something that's inspirational, that's motivational, and really showcases what they want, the results they really want to get. Next, I'm going to take the problems that we came up with and start just jotting down titles with a question. For instance, over 50 and exhausted, try this. Want a flatter stomach? Do this. Look old and out of style? Try this. Sick of menopausal belly fat? Try this. Now, this helps you get started with possible titles, just focusing on their problems. And I'm going to play with these a little bit before I go to the final title. But while you're doing this, you really need to be thinking about what's going to be shown in your thumbnail along with this title. The two go together. The last thing we want to do, though, is repeat in the thumbnail exactly what the title is. Right away, I'm going to eliminate over 50 and exhausted because that sounds like it's something different than weight loss. I'm also going to get rid of looking old and out of style because that sounds like fashion tips, and that's definitely not what our video is about. We don't want them to click on the video thinking it's something that it's not, because then they'll stop watching. Now to the next step. We want to do a little research inside Dawn's niche to see if these ideas are actually getting views on other people's videos. And I am thrilled to report I'm seeing a lot of titles and thumbnails that performed really well. Not only did I see that they were talking about belly fat and menopausal weight gain, I also was able to get some ideas on how to showcase that transformation in the thumbnail. When I take pictures for my thumbnail, I try to do it in front of a blank wall because I'm most likely going to remove the background from these images. I'm doing a few poses so I have options to choose from. I'm also not going crazy with my expressions. I find natural expressions seem to perform better than over-the-top expressions these days. Now I'm creating my 2 thumbnails. I found a picture of a belly on Canva to help really illustrate that transformation and make sure that those words belly fat are easy to see. Now, in the second thumbnail, I went with a different concept. Because Dawn's video is all about mistakes, I took one of her mistakes that she was making that she talks about, which was the way she was walking, and I illustrated that in the thumbnail because people would think that, of course, you're supposed to walk if you want to lose weight. Why did she have to stop? So that gets them curious. Then they go down to the title and they see that this was a weight loss mistake she made over 50. When I go to my YouTube studio, I can see that the majority of my viewers watch videos on their phone. Chances are Dawn's viewers are watching her videos on their phones as well. So what I do is I just pull up Canva with the very tiny little thumbnails that you see. And then without my readers on, I look to see if I can clearly make out the keywords like belly fat and then the images in there to see if my ideal person would easily recognize those and be able to see them on their phone. Before we decide which thumbnail to go with, let's go ahead and move on to the intros because the intro is what's going to help your viewer watch past that 30-second mark if done the right way. I recorded 2 intros to go with each of our title thumbnail combos to show you how the intro is the third part of that 3-part engine. Have you gained weight since menopause? No matter what you do, the number on the scale keeps getting bigger and your clothes keep getting smaller. That was me until I realized I was sabotaging my fitness goals. Today I'm sharing how I lost the 20 pounds I gained during menopause and the 5 mistakes I had to fix to finally get the results I wanted. Want to get rid of your menopausal belly fat for good? I know it can be frustrating when your exercise routine all of a sudden just doesn't do it for you anymore. Well, today I've got 5 things to help you get rid of that belly fat and keep it off. And the first thing is, it is a game changer when you know what your title and thumbnail are going to be before you write your intro, because your intro needs to make good on the promise that you made in that title and thumbnail. You told them you're going to deliver on something. Now you've got to prove it in the very first part of your video, talking about that transformation to get them excited and wanting to watch longer. But getting people to click on your thumbnail and watch your video is just the first goal, because if you don't know how to edit your intro, you could annoy people or bore them and then they'll stop watching your video. So in this video right here, I'm showing you some simple editing tricks to get people to watch your intro and increase your audience retention, which will increase your views.